UFC 308 did not disappoint. So we've just come off a stacked card in the UFC with two amazing competitive fights, and it's fair to say neither of them disappointed. First off, we had Khamzat Chimaev versus Robert Whittaker, and for Khamzat Chimaev, this was essentially his biggest step up fight, considering Robert Whittaker was on an insane winning streak, beating some top names this year and showing that he's a promising top contender. So this was most definitely a huge step up for Khamzat Chimaev, and I'll be honest, I did think Robert Whittaker would be a problem for Khamzat Chimaev, and although I was personally favouring Chimaev to win, I didn't think it would be as easy as it was. I did genuinely see Robert Whittaker as a threat and a dangerous opponent, considering there was a lot of talk around Chimaev being only good as a wrestler and Robert Whittaker's style being perfectly suited to this. I thought he would give Chimaev some trouble. However, that is not the case at all. Chimaev made pretty easy work of Robert Whittaker and took the fight to the ground relatively fast. And considering Whittaker said he was going to neutralize Chimaev's wrestling skills and not allow Chimaev to take him to the ground, he got taken down pretty quick by a super effective feint upstairs by Chimaev, and then proceeded to come in for the takedown and successfully did it. He controlled him on the floor for most of that first round until he got a good grip, causing Robert Whittaker to tap out. However, Robert Whittaker tapped out fairly quickly, and I think this was due to a dislocated jaw, which just shows the sheer strength of Chimaev. So another dominant performance from him, and he made Robert Whittaker look fairly easy, which was definitely a huge statement for Khamzat Chimaev. Now onto the main event, Max Holloway versus Ilia Topuria. This fight did not disappoint, and in my opinion was the best fight of the whole card. The excitement from it, the back and forth action, it was insane, and it was definitely great to watch. So funnily enough, before the fight, Ilia Topuria said that he would, in the first 10 seconds of the first round, come out and point to the ground to essentially invite Max Holloway to come and trade off with him.
That you're going to walk in here and you're going to point to the ground the first 10 seconds and you're going to say, "Let's go, boy." Is that still something you really going to do?
And still.
And funnily enough, he did it. However, Max did not take up the offer, which would have been pretty stupid for him to do, considering Ilia Topuria is such a heavy power puncher, and with his ridiculously good boxing skills, Max probably would have ended up getting himself knocked out in the first round if he fell for that one. However, the first round was super dominant from Ilia Topuria. He was definitely the more dominant one, landed more clean and effective shots in this round, and also landed some very effective calf kicks. And we saw Max Holloway's legs start to swell up from these right from the first round. However, the second round was more effective from Max Holloway. I think Max controlled the second round, and I feel like did enough to win that round. At this point, it looked like we had a pretty even matchup, and it was going to be a good fight. However, the third round was where it went completely wrong, where Max was caught with an overhand right, which rocked him worse than he's ever been rocked in his whole career. And yes, he's been dropped and rocked by other fighters, but nothing like this, which just shows the kind of power that Ilia Topuria has in his hands. Topuria obviously proceeded to go in for the kill and landed off some good shots until he landed one of the most brutal left hooks I've seen, which completely knocked out Max Holloway, and this fight was called off. Now, of course, this was a huge statement for Ilia Topuria, and in my opinion, probably puts him in the pound for pound list, considering he's knocked out Alex Volkanovski and Max Holloway back to back. And honestly, after watching this performance, I can honestly say I don't think there's anyone in the featherweight division that Topuria wouldn't completely wipe the floor with. Maybe if he moved up to lightweight, that might give him a little bit more trouble, but at the featherweight division, I don't see anyone giving him too many problems. And quite frankly, I think he's the best boxer we've ever seen in the UFC. The amount of skills this guy has is just ridiculous, and is why I feel like pound for pound he has to be up there. After the fight, Volkanovski jumped in the ring and expressed his desire to want a rematch, which Topuria agreed to, and honestly I don't think that would go too well for Volkanovski. If anything, I think we'll get knocked out worse, with Volkanovski getting older and Topuria only getting better. I just don't think that's a smart fight for Volk to take, but if it was to happen, I think it should be in Spain, in his hometown, considering he's such a huge name in Spain already. He has famous people from Spain and celebrities coming out to see him. I think Ilia Topuria headlining a card in Spain would be huge. I think he has huge potential to be a UFC great, and I'm super excited to see what else Ilia Topuria has in store for us. But what did you guys think of the fight? Let us know in the comment section below. And yes, I'm aware this is my first UFC video I've ever made, considering our channel is based mainly around boxing content. However, since this fight was such a good fight and with some of the best boxers in the UFC, I couldn't help but make a video on this one. But if you guys want to see more UFC related content, let me know. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload. Anyways, that'll be all. I'll catch you in the next one.